blow. Blow your mouth. There you go. If you got a little breeze going, you want to hold this with one hand. Hold that with one hand. And just slow. No, you're not open. You just clean. These were in here. Yeah, and you just push this up here. Make sure it's real tight. So when you drop your beans, this is the cooling tray. And make sure this is not up when you start. Make sure this is always, see right here, it has a lock. Make sure that twists right there. That way it can't come up. And that's it. And then make sure this is down. So now, this is your control panel. So you want to start roasting. So you just hit start heating. And when you do start heating, make sure your drum is turning. You want it turning, don't matter what it is, starting off while it heats up. And I always put the fan about 10 just to start. That way this lets air circulate. Then we let go for 15 minutes till it warm up. That's all we do, we wait for a while now. While it's waiting, you come over here. This is called your chaff tray. I don't want you to touch right now because it can get hot. Right now it's not, but when we start roasting, this gets hot. You'll need a glove. It don't bother me, but just make sure this is empty. You don't want to roast if this has got chaff in it because it can catch a fire. So after every roast, you want to empty. Okay. So we let it heat up for about 15 minutes, then we put our first load of beans in. And I'll show you how to roast one. I'll let you roast the second one. I'll help you with it. But your first roast is usually a little bit longer because the machine's not all the way heated up. Your second roast is always better, and the rest of them will be just like that too, as long as you keep all your settings the same. But we're going medium roast. We're doing Guatemala today. So it roasts pretty easy. Because it's a washed bean, so it's a real easy to roast bean. We've got the Brazil, which is a natural. It's a different process, so it's a little bit harder to roast. It needs a lot more heat. If not, you bake it or you don't cook it inside and warm it too. It won't be a good roast. For this here, this is, I'll show you control pan. This lets you know what the temperature is. It says BT, that means bean temperature. So that's what inside of the drum, the temperature inside here is. Even though there's no beans in there right now. What happened? I think it tripped anyway. Man, we may not be able to do this. We call charge temperature. That's the temperature that we drop the beans at. So once this gets to 426, we drop, and we drop right here. You turn this, and when you turn this, all the beans go into the drum. And some of them will stick up here, so you want to use this to kind of make sure all of them go in. When they do, you close it back, and it'll start roasting in. But you want this up to 426 first. Right now it's only 208. This is Fahrenheit, it's not Celsius. And this is the exhaust temperature. And it has an alarm on it so that you don't have to do all of it, but I'll help you with it.
Practice.
And then the more you practice, super easy. Really, once you practice, you're smelling the beans and looking at them. Right now you see the color of them. When they start heating up, they'll turn yellow. Well, they'll turn green first. Kind of a bright looking green like fresh grass. That's when it's going through a drying phase. But once all the green goes away and it turns yellow, then that's called the turning point. That means it's at the dry end. It's all dried out. The beans are dry. It's your heat usually, because the next phase is developing phase. That's when it starts, the bean starts getting its flavors and everything. And then first crack starts. And the first crack, you go a little bit and you're done. So it's 3 phases.